A Phoenix police sergeant who showed up masked and armed at an anti-ICE student walkout in Chandler this year is now taking legal action against Phoenix city officials. Dusten Mullen's on administrative leave right now and could be fired. He's on body camera telling Chandler officers he was at that school protest trying to get students there to assault him so they'd be arrested. Mullen says his children attended the school. He was concerned about the protest and maintains his actions are protected by the First Amendment. His lawsuit now seeks to stop a pre-termination hearing that's scheduled for Monday. Chandler police that day diffused the situation after Mullen said more armed men were coming to the student protest. Phoenix PD also said Mullen didn't properly report the incident, which is required anytime an officer has an encounter with police.